Silence. It's something we say we want, but struggle to tolerate. When was the last time you sat in complete quiet without reaching for your phone, turning on a podcast, or filling the air with background noise? Most of us don't even realize it, but silence has become uncomfortable, almost threatening. But what if the very thing we're avoiding is the missing ingredient we've been searching for? What if silence isn't emptiness, but fuel? Fuel for clearer thinking, better decisions, deeper creativity, emotional reset. And what if, just like money or time, your ability to access silence is an investment, one that compounds over life-changing returns? Hey there! Welcome to WealthWise, where growth isn't just about stacking wealth. It's about building clarity, composure, and control in a noisy world. Today, we're exploring something most productivity gurus ignore. Not a new app, not another routine, but something far more ancient: the strategy of stillness. The practice of investing in silence. The roar of constant noise. We live in the loudest era in human history, not loud in volume, loud in input. Notifications, messages, algorithms, breaking news, endless scrolling. Even when it's quiet around us, our minds are not quiet. Our brains are forced to process thousands of microstimuli every single hour. And the cost of this never-ending noise? Mental fatigue that feels like laziness, decision paralysis disguised as procrastination, burnout that arrives not from doing too much, but from thinking too much. Ever feel exhausted without doing anything? That's not physical tiredness, that's cognitive overload. Now imagine, for just a moment, stepping away from all of it. How would your mind feel? If nothing demanded your attention for even 5 minutes? Awkward? Peaceful? Scary? That reaction tells you everything about your relationship with silence. The uncommon currency of quiet. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It's a space, a mental container, a zone where random thoughts settle and truth rises to the surface. Modern neuroscience shows that during quiet moments, your brain switches to default mode, a state responsible for creative thinking, deep reflection, and emotional processing. In other words, your best ideas don't come when you're scrolling, they come when you're still. History proves it. Nikola Tesla credited silence for his greatest inventions. Beethoven took long, silent walks before composing. Bill Gates isolates himself twice a year for think weeks. CEOs schedule whitespace time, not to relax, but to think clearly. If the smartest minds in history and modern leadership protect their silence like treasure, why don't we? The art of intentional stillness. Let's make stillness practical, not philosophical. You don't need a retreat. You don't need mountains or monasteries. You need moments. 60 seconds of mindful breathing before opening your phone. 5 minutes of silent sitting before starting work. A short walk without headphones, just observing. Switching your car ride from noise-filled to noise-free. Stillness doesn't require isolation. It requires permission, and we must give ourselves that permission. The biggest barrier? Fear of missing out. We think silence equals disconnection, but what if noise is actually the real disconnection from ourselves? Instead of fear of missing out, what if we discovered the joy of missing out? Real-world returns on your silence investment. People who invest in silence report sharper decision-making because the mind is no longer clouded with noise. Explosive creativity because ideas have space to land. Better emotional control because reactions are replaced with reflection. Ask yourself, how many arguments would you have avoided? How many bad purchases you wouldn't have made? How many impulsive mistakes you could have prevented if you just paused, in silence, before reacting? Silence slows the world down, not to make you less productive, but to make you strategically productive. In a world of frantic noise, calm becomes a competitive advantage. Cultivating a culture of calm. Stillness should not be a rare escape. It should be a habit, A personal standard. Create quiet zones in your day. Tech-free mornings, silent meals, slow evenings. Anchor your mind with daily reset rituals, like breath cycles or simply sitting with closed eyes. And most importantly, defend your silence like your wealth, because in many ways, it is a form of wealth. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you experienced true silence and actually enjoyed it? Not by accident, not when power went out, but intentionally. Was it calming? Was it difficult? Let's talk in the comments, not for metrics, but because sometimes the first step to reclaiming silence is admitting how far we've drifted from it. This is WealthWise, reminding you that sometimes the loudest progress happens in quiet. If this message resonated with you, subscribe, not for more noise, but for more clarity. See you in the next one.